Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to Ophelia's Allotment. It's Sunday the 9th. I just had a relaxing afternoon and it's about 5 o'clock now. Al? Yeah, it's about 5 o'clock. And we've just come up to get some bits and bobs done because we've not had any time up here all weekend and the plot won't look after itself. So, we did today, we went and did our farm duties this morning. And then we went to the farm across from us and picked up some of our horse manure. That is fabulous stuff. So we're going to start just stacking in here for now until we can get our our compost bay sorted. That's what I'm looking for. Right, we're doing tomatoes. Ow, something in my pocket. There we go. Right. I'm taking all the tomatoes back now because, you poor wonky thing, it is late in the season. We're like nearly mid-September and we're really lucky that so far we haven't had blight. But the tomatoes have got masses of fruit still on them. And this isn't just like slow to ripen fruit, this is new fruit, they're still flowering, as you can see. So, what I've been doing is going along, if you can look at them, I'm not allowed to zoom in because I broke the camera last weekend. I filmed an epic video for you last weekend and then broke the camera. I'll see if I can try and retrieve some of it. I might do a little montage or something. So, what I'm doing is, one, they still want to flower. So, I'm actually being cruel now. I'm taking off any flower buds because I want them to put their energy into these because at any moment now blight can strike and then we're doomed. I don't want to lose them. Sorry. See, these are what I refer to as monsters. Okay, so here you can see I've taken the top out, but also they are still putting out the suckers in between. So take out all the suckers. Now I need to get a longer stake to stake this up. Let's see if I can show you. Come on, I would choose the ugliest tomato to show you, wouldn't I? Okay, so there you go. Tall tomato, that's how tall it really is. So the idea now, to get them to ripen their fruit, is to cut off any foliage below the trusses of fruits. So down here, I will get my old rusty secateurs. Don't look at the secateurs. So we're taking this off. This is a truss that flowered and then never produced. So that's coming off. And then in here, this one comes off. And then also what I'm doing is any leaves that are facing inwards, I'm taking those off as well. Now you do need to leave some leaves on these plants because they do still need to photosynthesize. Otherwise if you take all the leaves off, basically you're killing the plant. So by taking any leaves off that come inwards, like so, what we're doing is giving the plant more air flow. See, I'll take that one off. And there's another bunch of flowers trying to form here, so I'll just pinch that off. So, taking off all the leaves that are placed inwards, taking off all the leaves that are up to the trusses of fruits, and if you've got any leaves that look sickly, which we don't seem to have. One of my plants over there did. They start sometimes, you know, this one's got like slight markings on it, but it's nothing to be concerned about. What you're looking for in terms of blight is you will find the stems, you'll find black patches on the stems, and the leaves will go, and you need to harvest your fruit pretty much straight away because it will get down into the fruit. There is an argument that you can just take off the infected parts and the plant will keep going. Now it will, but it's infected and it's going to keep spreading. So I just basically take off the fruit and then burn the plant. You've got to burn it because blight will spread. It spreads by spores. I can't blooming talk today, I'm useless. Right, I'm going to finish this one in a minute. I want to show you the ones that I've already done and then we're going to go to ones that haven't been done at all yet. Whilst I'm down here at them on the floor, we've got some sweet corn left. Some that are quite nice and sizable. Well, I don't think they're going to ripen. They don't seem to be doing anything. This No idea what this is. I thought it was a Turk's turban, but it's not changing. And the plant, you follow the stem back down here, the plant is dead. So it's not changing colour, and the stem on it, you know, remember I told you about the bit coming off that attached to the plant, if that's starting to go cracked, then the plant and the thing's ready. But it's not orange. No idea. But we do, look. In amongst the weeds, we have a rogue butternut squash. That is the only butternut squash we've had this year, and God knows how many plants actually grew. But we've got one. Okay, so here, this is a casualty of me getting a bit happy snippy and taking off a branch on my Christmas grapes. So I've been a bit more careful since then. But they will all ripen. I'll just put them in a bowl at home and they'll all ripen. I'm just getting back down on the floor. Okay, so this, oh, there's another one. Oops. So this poor plant is also Christmas grapes, and they just want to keep going. They don't stop, but they're not determinate. They don't grow up, and they're not a full bush. They don't just grow out. They're a bit of the two, which makes them really messy plants, and I can see why some people don't like growing them, but the tomatoes are really worth it. So it's just a tangled mess, because I'm going to be honest, I haven't been keeping on top of these. But all the leaves are just clinging onto the... So I'm going to go through, I'm going to use the same principle as before. Now at the top here, it's got a new truss that's trying to form and produce new plant babies. So I'm just going to chop that off. No more tomato babies for you. And I'm going to do that on every end. There's another one here. Off you go, my pretty. Ta-da. So there you go. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to take off any of the suckers and any inward facing branches, if I can find out what's a branch and what's what the hell is going on. So, okay, I'm going to need both hands for this. Okay, so that's the plant stripped, and it's got much better airflow now because it was just too chunky. So I do the figure of 8, so wrap it round, and then you want to put it and hook it underneath something so it holds the weight. Not like that. Oh, stop it. Don't laugh at me. I don't think it's going to hold any weight, is it? It's up, and this one is, I'm not even sure what's going on with this one. It's got a lot of fruit on there, look at that. So that's that kind of held up. There you go, tomato plant. Right, I've finished the tomatoes. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit lightheaded. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour. We was going to do a harvest, but I realised I didn't bring any baskets with me, which is useless. But look at my lettuces. Aren't they doing well? Really pleased with those. You can see where someone trod on one and crushed it when they stole my tomatoes. We've got loads of cucumbers coming on again. There's one down here though, I'm sure there was. One there, one down there, some over there, and we do actually have a sweet dumpling squash. And what I'm going to do, in fact, let me go get the secateurs now. These secateurs are rubbish. I can't find my new ones. I put them in a safe place. Oh, while I'm here, actually. Peppers are doing really well. This one is lovely dark and green still, as you can see the contrast in between this one, and this one. The leaves are going a bit yellow, so they do need a feed. So we're going to get that sorted tomorrow as well. I'll bring the feed up with me. But they're not ripening yet, but these ones, they have a flavour that when you bite into it, you'd expect it to have heat, but it doesn't. That kind of chili flavour, but it doesn't have any heat at all. And my green peppers, as usual, are fantastic. Growing loads more of those next year. So what I've done on the butternut squash, now it's started to produce a couple of little squashes, is I've taken off the ends, you see here, so that it puts its energy into ripening the fruit. And I've taken out this squash here because it was done, but I've left in that one plant. As you can see, it's dying back here and around. It's got a bit of mildew, but mildew doesn't mildew doesn't affect the fruit. It's just the leaves, and it's also got natural dieback, so I'm going to leave that for as long as I can and see if it ripens. So what was I going to do? Yes, squash. So I'm going to take off the ends, the growing tips on these. In fact, I'm going to take that one back a bit further because it's got flowers there, because I want them to put their energy now into ripening these fruit. Any flowers that are setting now are not very likely to mature, but I think that's just the summer that we've had. It's been so odd. It was so cold for so long, and then so wet, and then all of a sudden it was like literally overnight it went from freezing to really hot, and then it stayed like that for 3 months with virtually no rain at all. It was just drought. I think everyone around the world's had a lot of that this year. And there are a lot of channels that I follow in like Sweden and places have suffered the same. I'll go around and click these bits up in a bit. This has got quite a few forming on the end, and these are festival squash. Can you even see that? There you go. And they form really fast. For example, here are two that started forming last week, and they get big quite quickly. So I'm going to leave those because they're only acorn-sized squashes anyway, so the chances of those forming still, it's quite high. The courgette plant, as usual, is doing bugger all, nothing. The bolottes are flowering again, see? And they are producing new beans, which is fantastic. Because this time last year, in fact, this date exactly last year, hey Roo, we entered the vegetable show and we won. Well, we came third, you know, it's as good as. Because our bolottes were just forming nicely then. But this year, they'd formed and dried in their shell by the end of July. So the runner beans are coming on much nicer now, and they're not the really tough ones that we had before. This one plant on the end has produced some big ones. I'm going to leave these and leave this one plant to just set us as bean seeds, and we'll eat the beans. In here, the mystery brassicas are doing okay. There's been a few nibbles, but they've taken off nicely. And there we have sweet corn forming. What have you done? What did you do? You took your finger off. So, never know, we might actually get a second crop of sweet corn from that. Well, not a second crop, but it was a late sowing, wasn't it? So, more squashes down here, and again, it's setting two babies here, which seem to have set. So I am going to take off from there, and hopefully it'll put its energy into forming those. And I'll find the rest of the trails on the mystery squashes down there and do that. We've put the manure into this garlic for now, because I was going to spread it here where we took up all the leeks last night, but I don't know what's on my plan to go there, so I need to double check it. So I don't want to put manure on something that can't be manured. The reason we took up all the leeks is I showed you in the last video that there was the grub in them. Well, we pulled a couple of baby leeks to have in a shepherd's pie, and they did have the grubs, and they were just starting to hatch, but they were just at the top of the white bit in the green part. So Sardette were coming over and they took them all up, and they've all been chopped. The white part's fine, they've got really strong flavour, they're absolutely gorgeous. But if we left them any longer, the grubs would burrow right down and the whole crop would be gone. So that's the second year in a row that the allium flies got them. But to be fair, it's my fault because I didn't net them. Now these ones are netted, and I'm really hoping that that means we're going to get a winter crop out of these ones. These were planted much later and they're for overwintering, so fingers crossed. This bed is going to have broad beans in. And the brassicas are doing better than they was. Still not great. Oh, we have broccoli head forming. Look, I can't zoom in, so I'm going to have to push it down. Look, there's a broccoli head. And there's one over there. That is really exciting. And that... Oh, I've just broken it. Oh, look. Baby cauliflower. Fantastic. We've got cauliflower and broccoli. Yeah. Right. I think that's all I've got to show you really today. Some of the beetroot is done. We've pulled it. Yes, darling. We're going home in a minute. She always wants to know when we're going home. And the beans need a proper weed through. We've just done a quick job. And we need to do a harvest of those tomorrow. I've got some nice beans to take again. Quite a few, actually. Don't pick them when they're too big. I like them quite fine, sweeter. And what I need to do with this is the chard, if I can kneel down without crushing anything. Memory card was full. Okay, so I've sown the chard in bunches here with the plan of thinning them out. But what I'm going to do, so I've had some patchy germination, I'm actually going to take them up, be careful with the roots, and then I'm going to put the stronger plant back in here and another strong plant in here, and weed whilst I'm at it. And separate them out. Now we've got a good colour selection. We've got the white, red and yellow, which is fab. These spring onions have come on really well. Pleased with those. The spinach, again, is patchy down there, so I'm going to separate that out the same way. Okay, so turnips are doing well, and again, they need thinning out too. And what I'll do with the thinned ones, I'll just give them to my chickens. What else do I have to tell you? This ground, where this second row of beans is up to the top of that bed here, this is going to be where our polytunnel is going, and we'll tell you all about that soon. We do have some changes coming to the channel. There you'll notice a name change relatively soon, because we're changing direction in the way that we live our life a bit, the way that we're going to grow, and there's some bits and bobs going on in the background, but I'll tell you all about that soon. But I just wanted to warn you that if you see the name change, don't be surprised. I'll do a sit down video and explain everything to you one day soon. Looks like we're going to get some rain. And they're hiding under the oak tree. I can't zoom in. I'm going to have to get a new camera. What else was I going to tell you? Yeah, I think that's it for now. So, those who follow me on Instagram and all my new subscribers, hello. And welcome to our shoddy tiny plot, which is going to be much better next year, because there's going to be big changes next year. But we'll tell you all about that soon. Yeah, so thank you to all our new subscribers. Please give us a thumbs up and drop us a comment below with how your growing's going this year. Did you suffer from the drought, or was you okay where you were? Because if you leave comments on that, it helps with the YouTube algorithm and more people get to see us, and that's never a bad thing. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll make a less bumbling, rambling video soon. Bye bye.